Tell me if this sounds anything like you. You play Destiny primarily for PvE. You don't really have that much interest in PvP, and you're not really particularly good at PvP. But sometimes there are weapons that seem like they would be really fun to use in PvE, but they are locked behind PvP. You know that if you want to go get those weapons, you either have to slog through a ton of games because you're barely going to win any of them and it's probably going to be miserable along the way, or you just opt to not even get the weapons at all because you don't want to venture into PvP. Well, I'm the same way. And so that is why I have created this build for you today, which is basically my template for how a PvE player can get by decently in PvP to get PvP centric weapons. And the reason this is important is because I put this together for 3 reasons. The first of which is this Unwavering Duty machine gun, which is obtained from the Trials of Osiris, which has some really exciting PvE rolls. I mean, this thing can roll with some absolutely insane combinations. I also wanted to do it for the Arius Neutralizer, which is the only top slot shotgun primary ammo hand cannon, which I think has a really lot of cool applications for melee PvE builds. This thing is also locked behind Trials of Osiris. And the final reason I wanted to do this is for the Solemn Remembrance hand cannon, which has a lot of cool stasis-centric roles. Things like Headstone and Firefly is what I'm gunning for. Haven't gotten it yet, but this thing is locked behind competitive. Now, I'm not claiming that this is the best PvP build ever by any means, but what this PvP build is easy to use, and it is made with a PvE player in mind. So let me walk you through it. Let me walk you through how it works. And then I'm going to show it off in a couple of Trials of Osiris games to give you an idea of like how you want to play it, how I was using it, how I was putting it to work, so that you can take this, head into Trials, head into Comp, and go and get some shiny PvP weapons for PvE use. Thanks to today's sponsor, G2A.com, a marketplace for digital goods where you can safely save some money while shopping for your favorite games. At G2A.com, security is a top priority, which is exactly why they outperform global fraud prevention benchmarks. Using cutting-edge anti-fraud tech, integration with security leaders, and human expertise, G2A strives to provide the most secure digital goods marketplace in the world. With fast transactions across over 400 global and local payment channels, along with exclusively verified sellers and credible vendors, they ensure a seamless yet safe experience for you. So go ahead and open the gate to adventure using the link in the description below to start expanding your game library on a budget. Thanks to G2A.com. Now let's get back to the video. You're going to notice right off the bat, our exotic armor is the Dragon Shadow. Anytime we dodge, we temporarily increase the base benefit of Wraith Metal Mail, the exotic perk of Dragon Shadow, where your weapons ready quicker and are more stable. It will also reload our equipped weapon from reserves, give us increased movement speed, and increase our class ability stat, which will increase our class ability cooldown. And the reason I went with the Dragon Shadow for this build is because, generally speaking, it's just a very strong neutral game exotic that doesn't really require any modified playstyles. For a player that doesn't typically play PvP, such as myself, it's very nice to have something that just kind of automatically activates on an ability usage that I cast, that I would cast anyway, instead of me having to completely adopt some brand new playstyle or get used to some brand new tech that I'm not really used to, that I never use in PvE. And just because it's simple doesn't mean it's not good. It's actually one of the best PvP exotics in the entire game right now, or at least that's what all of my PvP friends who are very good at PvP told me. It's just a very solid exotic armor piece. Now, before I show you the subclass setup, I want to show you the main bread and butter of what makes this build so easy to use for a PvE player, and that is the Tempest Strike aspect, where while sliding, you can activate your charge melee ability to unleash an uppercut that will travel along the ground, damaging and jolting targets that it hits. To say the tracking on this ability is insane is still an understatement. If I look at these two right here, Buck and Hootzifer, who are helping me kind of demonstrate some of the things that this build can do, if I look like over here, like not even really looking at them at all, it still hits Buck for the full amount of damage of 153. And this is not only such crazy tracking and such good damage that with a 140 RPM hand cannon, 150 RPM hand cannon, sorry, like the Graviton Spike, which is extremely powerful right now, extremely meta, this is enough damage so that if I hit them and I land one headshot, it easily kills. So if you just sling the melee kind of in the direction of your enemies, and then you're able to land one headshot, they're dead. Now, you might be asking, well, Mac, is that always going to happen? Like, what about what their stats are? What if they have a higher health stat than usual? And so that means that they have a little bit of bonus overshield, because for bonus health stat, you get a little bit of bonus overshield. Like right here, I have 150 health stat, and I have a bonus 15 to my shield health. So in PvP right now, 150 health is the most common health value ran at the moment, and what you should personally strive for as well. It's right in that intersection, in that sweet spot of your shield recharge rate being like as good as you can before you get diminishing returns, is my understanding. What most PvP players are doing is they're going 150 health stat, and then they're allocating their health to all of the other stats. So right here, I've got Hootsufer and Buck right now, who, let's say you have someone who's even at maybe like 160 health stat or something like that, right? 160, most people are going to be at around 150. Let's say, worst case scenario, you got someone who's at 160. Even at 160 health stat, this melee can hit someone and set them up for one headshot to kill them, even if they have 150 health stat. Now, I do want to note that this is with 125 melee stat is what you should strive for with this build, because the 5% melee bonus damage that you get in PvP from having 25 over 100 on the melee stat is what is going to carry you into that territory where you're able to weaken them up enough, even if they have 150 health stat, to be able to line them up for a one headshot kill. If I had a lower melee stat as an example, and I tried to do the same exact thing, unfortunately, it's not quite enough. They're left with just a sliver of health. So that is why I highly recommend that for this build, you try and get into the 125 category in the melee stat. Other than that, you want your class stat to be as high as possible, as we are using Gambler's Dodge, which means if you activate Gambler's Dodge, you immediately get a full melee refresh, and then you can Tempest Strike again. And what's really cool about this is that with the Gambler's Dodge changes, you no longer have to be near an enemy to activate it and get the melee refund, which means even if I'm nowhere near anyone, I can literally just be out here, rip a Tempest Strike, hit a Gambler's Dodge, and then rip another Tempest Strike just like that, even if I'm not near anyone whatsoever. Now, you might be thinking, ooh, it might be kind of tough for me to get high health stat, high melee stat, and high class stat, but the good news is, in the current armor archetype system, it's actually not that difficult, because if you go to your Ghost Shell, you can either focus Bulwark Armorer, which will give you health and class ability stat spikes, and then you just hope that your tertiary is the melee stat, or you can go for Brawler Armorer, where you're going to get melee and health spikes, and you hope that your tertiary is the class stat. So actually, 2 of the 6 archetypes, 33% of the possible archetypes of armor, are going to drop with the primary and secondary stats that you need specifically for this build, and then you just have to cross your fingers and hope that your tertiary is in the right spot. Now, other than that, for the rest of your stats, this might be a little controversial, but let me explain. I am actually prioritizing grenade stat and not my super stat. And I know the first thing you might think is, but Mac, I hear all the time that supers take forever to get, and the only way you have any hope of getting your super in a trials match, say for example, is if you have decently high super stats, somewhere around 80, 90. And that is definitely true. However, I feel like that's more true for people that are actually good at PvP, not people like you and me. Because when I was running this build with 80, 90 super stat, I still had some matches that would go to round 8, round 9 in trials, and I still didn't have my super, simply because I'm not doing enough damage or I'm not getting enough kills. Whilst running 80 or 90 super would get the super for someone who is actually good at PvP, because they're getting a lot of kills and they're doing a lot of damage, we do not fall into that category. I struggle to justify wasting a bunch of points into super if I'm still not going to get my super anyway, when I could instead put those points into grenade for higher grenade uptime, which I will absolutely be able to make use of out of during the match. If you feel like you can consistently get your super a lot with a decently high super stat, then after health, melee, and class, please by all means be my guest, invest in your super stat. As far as the subclass setup goes, super, as we just discussed, doesn't really matter that much. I just have our staff on. I think Storm's Edge might be okay. I don't know. Like I said, I'm really not getting my super in most of these comp matches or most of these trials matches for the most part. Abilities, Gambler's Dodge, as we just discussed. For your melee, we're going to go Combination Blow. It doesn't really matter too much, I don't think, because we're always using it for Tempest Strike. For our grenade, I think it's a little bit dealer's choice. I liked Arc Bolt Grenade personally, because I felt like it did pretty handsome damage, and I like Arc Bolt a lot because you can tag someone around a corner if you can't see them. So like, let's say Buckeye and I are kind of like fighting with each other right here and he's behind a corner. Arc Bolt is really nice because I can just kind of like chuck it back there and it'll still hit him. So that's kind of why I like Arc Bolt. I've been kind of flip-flopping around between Arc Bolt and Skip Grenade, and I just liked Arc Bolt a little bit better because one, it does more damage than Skip Grenade, and two, for that, it's really easy to use. And again, the theme of this build is easy. We want a simple build that's easy to use. As far as our aspects go, Tempest Strike we already talked about, but the other aspect I'm going for is actually Lethal Current, where after dodging, your next melee attack has increased lunge range, jolts the targets, and creates a damaging aftershock. And this thing is really, really cool, actually. Hootsafer standing right there. I'm gonna try and melee him, base melee, if I'm like right behind this line right here. I don't reach him, so let me like inch up a little bit. And boom, right there I reach him. So like right here, I cannot reach him, right? Too far away. So if I dodge and I get the increased punch distance from Lethal Current, I'm gonna see how, like, that's pretty. We went from not being able to punch him right here to being able to punch him from back here, which is like, I know maybe it doesn't like seem that crazy, but like being able to melee from right here and connecting with them is kind of nuts. The damaging aftershock is also very, very nice. And let me show you another really cool thing about this build that I really love. We've got the Spark of Feedback. We're taking melee damage briefly increases your outgoing melee damage. So check this out. If I dodge and I hit Hootsafer, and then the damaging aftershock explodes, I get him like maybe one bullet away from killing him. Pretty close to killing him. One shot with a hand cannon or something like that would take him out nice and easy. With this fragment, if we get meleeed first, which does happen frequently in PvP, especially in close range, you do get meleeed a lot in PvP. I'm gonna have Hootsafer melee me, which will increase my outgoing melee damage, which is enough for the punch plus the aftershock to one-shot. So you can one-shot melee someone if you have Lethal Current ready, if they hit you first. Which I know it's like, it's not necessarily something that you should be like intentionally playing for. You shouldn't just be like sitting there letting them melee you. But I have had multiple situations where I like dodged into a room and they punched me first and I immediately hit them back and I one-shot them and I lived because they didn't have anything like that. As far as our other fragments go, I love the Spark of Shock. Your arc grenades jolt targets. With something like the Arc Bolt grenade, it's so easy to land this, as we already discussed. So being able to hit that and then hit him and jolt him, specifically for making him damage other people that are around him, because people are typically grouped up in games like Trials and stuff like that, is really, really nice, and it feels really, really good. Our other fragments, Spark of Recharge, while critically wounded, your melee and grenade energy regenerates more quickly. This one's just nice for general grenade uptime, because in PvP, like, you're gonna get critically wounded a lot. You're getting shot at all the time, your shields are gonna break quite often, and so not that you should ever be trying to let someone break your shields and get you weak, but it's just nice that you get a lot of grenade and melee energy back whenever it does happen, because it will happen. Finally, the Spark of Haste. While sprinting, you have greatly increased health stats. Specifically, this is going to be 50 increased health stat, which means anytime we're sprinting, our 150 health turns into 200 health, which means our regen is even faster, and we have even more bonus overshield. And in PvP, you're sprinting literally all the time. As far as our weapons go, Graviton Spike Hand Cannon is absolutely exceptional right now. The main reason it's so good is because if you land 3 headshots on the hand cannon, as everyone knows, you turn into the stasis overcharge mode. But when you're stasis overcharge down there in the bottom left, it turns the hand cannon into a 2-tap, where it would typically be a 1-tap. Ideally, the way you want to play this is you want to just kind of chill in your arc mode and get a couple tags on people. And then once your stasis overcharge is ready to go, you can walk around the map and you're very, very scary, because you can just 2-tap whoever you want at whatever range you want. And then if you have your arc overcharge as well, there's a little bit of AoE action as well. And even the arc overcharge 2-taps also because of the lightning bolts that come down. Keep in mind, both of these guys are at 150, 160 health stat. So these numbers and these values in this testing is based on people that do have high health stats. So it's not like people are really going to be able to build out of this unless they want to sacrifice their other stats. As far as our other weapons go, I've been really loving this hand cannon, the shotgun hand cannon, specifically because special ammo is basically non-existent in PvP right now. It is so rare. You don't spawn with it anymore. The only way you get it is if you scavenge it off someone you kill who did have it, or you pick it up off of a box somewhere. This primary ammo hand cannon basically acts like a pocket shotgun that doesn't rely on special ammo. Because if I can 2-tap someone with it, and it just feels really, really solid. So like I said, if we do the Tempest Strike and then a headshot, it kills someone, you can also just kind of like Tempest Strike and then hit them with the spread shot hand cannon. You don't even have to headshot them. So like I got a buck over there, right? Look how far away I am from him. Let's say I hit the Tempest Strike. And then I just like tag him from far away, and you have no reliance on ammo for it whatsoever. You can also just like hit a quick body shot and then immediately punch them. That also kills them. I've been loving this a lot more than running an actual shotgun because the uptime on it is 100%, whereas the uptime on an actual special ammo shotgun is only when I have special ammo, which I've been noticing is extremely rare. Finally, let's talk about our mods. So on the helmet, I've just been going targeting for my shotgun hand cannon, and then a targeting mod for each of the modes of my graviton spike. So graviton spike can be arc or stasis. So I've got an arc one and a stasis one. So no matter what, I have better targeting no matter what weapon I'm using. On the gloves, dexterity mods for my kinetic weapons, so my kinetic hand cannon shotgun, plus an arc dexterity, plus I went a harmonic loader, an arc loader, so that the arc mode of my graviton spike has faster reloads. On the chest piece, unflinching arc aim and unflinching stasis aim, so that no matter which mode I'm in on the graviton spike, I have unflinching. Down on the boots, double enhanced athletics to increase my base movement speed and jump height. Specifically for Hunter, this feels really, really good because it gets our mobility higher. This is the only way to increase mobility in the game now, so it just feels really solid on Hunter. And then a better already mod, so anytime I pick up an orb of power, my health immediately starts regenning. Synergizes really well down here on the class side with powerful attraction, because if you're ever in a situation where, let's say, you've cast your class ability, that'll proc Reaper on the class item, so that your next weapon final blow generates an orb of power. Let's say you're fighting with someone, you're mid-fight, they're shooting at you, you shoot at them, and you cast your class ability mid-fight, that'll proc powerful attraction to scoop up that orb that you made, which will then proc better already, and then boom, you immediately get regenning your HP, and then you have the advantage in the fight. I'm actually gonna swap this for Bomber now that I'm looking at it, because I don't need to reduce the cooldown of my melee ability when I use my dodge, because it's Gambler's Dodge and it refunds it fully, and this requires me to use my class ability near targets, where this gives me grenade energy just for using my class ability period, even if I'm not by target. So I'm actually gonna swap this for Bomber, because grenade energy is the only thing I really care about getting from my class ability usage through mods anyway, because it's already fully refunding my melee ability. So now that I've showed off the build, I'm gonna kind of show you how I use it, how I put it into practice, how I made it work for me, and hopefully get some good rolls and high tier drops of those delicious PvP weapons. All right, ready? Check this out. Bang! Bang! Oh, get over here. No. No! It's okay. I got 2 kills with it. Throwing away, I got my lizard. I know I'm safe from OB. Oh! Big? So easy. So easy. All you gotta do is slide and hit the Tempest Strike. Ah! I'm bad. What? Let's do it again. That one didn't work quite as well. Oh, I got the other guy. Oh my days. It's so good. It's too easy with the Tempest Strike. Like, dude, this is so broken. All I have to do is chuck the Tempest Strike down a hallway, and then that's basically it. I basically win the fight. See, like right there, I don't want to contest this guy with a hand cannon, because then I actually have to aim at them. If I just let the Tempest Strike do the work, then I win for free. No! Oh, dude, I saw the grenade. I saw it like hurtling towards me, and I was like, no, no. I knew my fate was determined as I saw the grenade come at my face.
What did he say?
Oh! World's worst Tempest Strike, by the way. Smoked. Smoked! I should probably hang out over here. Not really a reason for me to leave this. Boom. Nice revive. Where the heck did this guy go? Dead. Going to new zone. We're going kind of crazy right now. Nice. Oh, no. Oh, he's won. No, it's not going to do it. Oh, can you imagine if I killed him through the squall with my Tempest? Oh. Oh, they tried it. Oh, they tried it. They tried to throw the axes at me. Oh, that guy. The other two tried it. He successfully did it. That should be all she wrote for this one. Oh, maybe not, actually. Maybe not. Got a golden gun. Well done. Oh, nice. That's a GG's. Let's go, baby. Where's my weapon? Oh my god. Oh! I didn't even see anyone, and it still killed two. This ability's so broken. I'm currently constructing some more magic decks. Oh, ready? Bang! Dude, that ability's not real. It's not real. Oh, come on. Show me something nice. Firefly headstone. Ah! Why? Now, I want to be explicitly clear. I'm not guaranteeing that this build is going to take you flawless. It's not going to juice your kill-death ratio or anything like that. At the end of the day, we're PvE players, and we are bad at PvP. Our goal is not to get good at PvP. The goal with this build is just to make PvP a little bit more bearable as you go and get some new goodies to take home and use in PvE. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you found it helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.